Hi guys, Bing.
Hi, Michael.
It's too soft lah, bro.
Hi, Michael.
Chiang.
I see that guy can move one. Yeah, that's Chiang Michael. So we're in the CX-8. You've driven it, right? Not
I
yet.
haven't.
Oh, you haven't. So
Haven't driven it
let's
before.
try it. Hey, the car feels heavy.
Yeah.
The
For
car feels
passengers, it
heavy,
feels heavy.
right?
Not full load yet.
Oh. So I was told this interesting thing. Now everybody thought the CX-8 is the extended version of the CX-5. But Uncle YS Kong Driving, you'll go and subscribe his channel. He told me yesterday that this car is actually using the platform of the CX-9, a shrunken CX-9 instead of a lengthened CX-5. So my first thought is, okay, when I drive the CX-8, I want to feel if this car is as nimble, light-footed as the CX-5 or as heavy, sure-footed as the
CX-9.
CX-9. And
It's the latter.
yes, it feels heavier than what it is outside.
Yeah, on the outside it doesn't look very...
Right?
Yeah, it looks okay. Actually looks quite...
Right.
Yeah.
And it's the way it reacts with the road that you know this is not the platform of the CX-5, even though the dashboard looks the same. Because the demeanor of the car, it feels like an XC90 here,
Yes,
right?
yes,
right?
yes,
The whole
yes.
thing
A bit
just
floaty, very comfortable.
it slows down the reaction when you are going over all this. So I think this car will be very, very comfortable if it's powerful enough lah. So it's 2.5, right?
Yes. 2.5 naturally aspirated.
Yeah. And coming off the Lexus RX, of course, first thing, you hear a lot more noise from outside. You get a lot more little trembles from outside because this is not an expensive car by positioning. But it ended up 179,000. Interesting proposition. Oh shit, where should I go? Okay, yeah, I'm not going there because if the moment I go there, I don't know how to turn back later. So everything just feels very Mazda-y. The throttle response, the transmission. I think the engine cut off now. So quiet.
Yeah,
the i-stop is there. Mazda's i-stop is pretty good. Which car was it? That is, see, this one you can feel the tremble. I think it's the new Mercedes with the what system was that? Mercedes has that new mild hybrid system. Wow, that one really cannot feel it.
Oh, yes,
Cannot feel it at all.
Seamless.
Seamless. Totally seamless.
So
I don't know how to put it.
So the acceleration, the brakes, all...
Okay, feels Mazda-like,
Well,
but
yes.
but again, it feels like the whole car is lugging heavy things now. It just doesn't feel as
As eager to drive.
like the
as-
CX-5. Yeah. It's more stable, more.
MPV.
I mean, the two guys behind Michael, how heavy are you?
About 80.
80 kilo.
yeah.
Chiang,
60.
60. So the both of them are not heavy, but it feels as though I'm fetching 5 Bobby Youngs behind. You know, it's like
Bobby, how heavy
Interesting.
are you?
I am 95. Wow, body roll.
Yeah, man.
Roll your boat gently down the street.
Walao, this Bobby. Sorry.
Hey, it can. You know what's
just gonna
amazing?
stay here.
I can
Huh?
tighten my steering wheel some more. That means it can turn more. Sorry.
Okay. Wow.
Weird sensation.
Describe the weirdness.
I felt as though the back portion of the car is attached to the front,
Okay.
and I'm pulling pulling something. I always feel that I'm pulling something instead of the whole thing as a whole. I don't know how to describe it because that's a weird description. Okay, it's just
Like
sorry.
like a lorry lah, like tractor,
A bit. Yeah, it is.
like
It is
tow
a
truck
heavy car.
without flatbed.
It is a heavy. Even though you can drive fast, you can drive like that, and the way it corners and all that, I'm sure as a Mazda, I'll be able to corner with confidence. You see, no problem at all. And then it drags its gear once it detects that I'm going downhill. Clever gearbox. Typical Mazda transmission. How are they? I mean, if you are a family person and you want a mid-size SUV that can seat 7 person, it's only this or the Nissan X-Trail, right? And the Nissan X-Trail, the third rows are useless.
Yes, I remember you saying.
Yeah, it's adults cannot fit in. But this guy, the third row, Chi Yang sat in there just now, 180 cm.
Yeah.
Interesting. It is the least enjoyable Mazda to drive.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm.
How is this different from the CX-9?
CX-9, like my description just now, it feels like the whole thing is together but larger,
Okay.
you know, and you get that crazy soundproofing that reaffirms that you are in a huge car because your perception will differ. You see, this one, the width of the center console is just the width of my hand, so it's definitely a C segment car.
Okay.
And normally they will feel more nimble, but this thing feels.
But to me, this looks huge. Maybe because there's nothing much.
Maybe because you're MX-5, ma. Hey, how's it sitting at the back?
Okay,
Okay.
comfortable.
Yeah, but you are from a CRZ.
Yeah, that's why its space is bigger. Okay. But the backrest. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, it is the least enjoyable Mazda to drive, but you compare to other SUVs, it may be just about there or maybe slightly better than them.
Okay.
Still.
Maybe because it's a shrunken CX-9, they didn't tune it accordingly and they just left the CX-9 tuning in the CX-7.
I don't know. I'm sure Mazda would do their work. They've always done that. And I don't know how to put it. It's I can't point out anything bad.
But there's just no feel.
There's just no jinba itiness in it, you know. It's like you're on your horse and there's another dead horse on your horse. Wow, I can feel the weight of the car, the body roll. This car is, Uncle YS told me, is about 1.8 tons. But it still goes because it's a 2.5. And I'm surprised with the top figures of this engine. Tana told us just now at 258 right, top.
Yeah.
That's a very respectable top figure for the amount of road tax you're paying. It has that kind of big car demeanor to it, but in a small package. So that's really weird. Later you drive and see.
Okay.
Yeah, like you drive the Tiguan, it's nimble, right?
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
car is just so nimble.
Yeah.
Left, right. CX-5 also like that, right? This one is not. This is not. It's a bit like driving my XC90 like that. It's like,
Yes,
It has
That's
that
very
feeling.
bad for Mazda.
I mean, it's a big car, right? It's a 7-seater, lengthened version, and
No, shortened version.
no, it's a long car.
It's a long car,
Yeah.
shortened from CX-9.
Shrunken from CX-9 as told by
Shrunken.
Uncle YS, but to most people it looks more like a lengthened CX-5, right?
But the CX-5, the front will be
Uh-huh.
longer. I feel like the front is so short that from the front I would mistaken it for a CX-3, to be honest.
The
The
CX-5.
model,
I always felt the CX-5 is a short car when it comes to the passenger compartment.
yeah. Okay.
I always felt that it would look slightly better if it's longer a bit.
Okay.
And then this one looks as though what I thought it would look good, but okay lah at the end. I think it's a car that was made because of need. instead of I don't know. I mean, it sits 7% comfortably. It doesn't look as humongous as those Santa Fe,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And if I were to compare this to the Santa Fe is very wide, very big,
Yes.
right? So this one will be easier to drive, and this one still sits 7% comfortably. Should I put it here?
Straight.
Straight.
Straight up.
Okay. And yeah. So this is the lower spec version. If you want higher spec, you want diesel engine, all that, Mazda has them all in. But you're gonna breach 200k from there. Okay. Then when we look at the landscape, so CRV doesn't bring in the 7-seater.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the X-Trail, the third row is more like 5+2, right?
Yeah.
And what else? Santa Fe, lor,
Santa Fe.
right? But Santa Fe is
Santa
from a class larger, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Santa Fe I would compare it with XC90.
That kind of class,
Yes.
that huge size.
Yes.
But that car is so kosong, no spec.
It's so nice to drive.
It's nice to drive. It's definitely nice to drive. So it's the same sensation as the CX-9, lah. You know, even though it's a big car, but it corners well.
Yeah, I remember driving the CX-9. We drove up together, we convoyed up. Y'all give me the damn CX-9.
Yeah. But the handling is so good, right?
Yes.
I don't mean this one's handling is bad. It's just
Weird.
my mind keep wanting to think of the CX-5 because everything here is CX-5. But overall it's still a plush cabin. Don't forget the segment that this car came from. It is still a plush cabin. Even a slow speed turn like that, the body roll just now. Yeah, you definitely feel the weight. You definitely feel the weight in this car.
It feels like the back is much heavier than the front.
Yeah. It feels like
Because
that.
even as a passenger, I feel that.
Yeah, it feels like that.
Yeah.
It's a heavy car. Okay, let's park the car and we can have a better look at it. The lines don't turn
Turn as
together
well.
with the steering wheel. Oh, I appreciate shifting this versus the Lexus. Now with the gated shifter, that's just so old school. Right. Let's have a look at the car. Yeah. I think all Mazda stuffs are still there. Let's walk around. Okay guys, I have the CX-8 with me here. This is the 2.5 variant, the the lowest end variant with fabric seats, and you don't get the daytime running lights, but you get a projector headlamp. And this one is not in the soul red color, which would be a lot nicer. This is just a very basic silver color. And of course, I've just did a video review on this proper luxurious Lexus RX. And let's look at the cars, right? So what differentiates a very refined luxury car like this versus an sort of trying to, just look at this part. This juts out, this sits in, there's all this is flush over here. So this is not going to be a full video review of comparing a near luxury and a proper luxury car, right? But of course, one telltale sign is that these keyless entries are cheaper than the touch sensitive type. Okay, these are the button type. Press and then you open. And of course, this one is the lowest variant, so it comes with these kind of sort of water repellent fabric seats. They are lovely. They're some of the loveliest fabric seats out there, but then they're not leather. Okay, this feels like Alcantara or Nubuck, but it's fabric, some type of fabric seats. And of course, this one has a manual seat adjuster over here because it's not the highest variant, and the very familiar CX-5 dashboard that we have here. But this part looks like it comes from the CX-9, right? even this console, this whole design. So yep, let's have a look. I love these materials, these setting chrome materials are so much nicer to the touch. They feel cold to the touch compared to what I mentioned about Lexus yesterday. See, this one is cold to the touch as well. Feels really metallic, nicely done. And if you compare to this, oh, the door is so much heavier in this. Right, real wood, but this is painted. You hear that? This is painted plastic, and this is just some. This feels cheaper than the one in the Mazda, right? But overall, the interior furnish is just fantastic. Even the quality of plastics are of a higher grade than the Mazda. Okay, let's come back to this. Oh, the door almost feels twice the weight. Okay, and I like this fabric material that they use here, and contrasting with the leather. This leather is not as soft as plush as that, but still a decent, nice leather. Full-size door bin, no sharp edges here. Okay, and this is where it differentiates between a non-premium and a premium. Look at this part, this plastic part, and this plastic part, and this rubber that runs below it. You know, over time this thing might come out. Okay, versus how Lexus does their finishing. See, it's a lot nicer in terms of the cohesiveness of these panels, right? Of course, you go into more expensive cars, they're gonna do it better. Okay. All right, let's come inside here. This is very familiar. This is the older system, not the latest one. Likewise, the Mazda 3. So this is the touchscreen type, small, but it's all right. It's usable. And of course, this again is it doesn't feel expensive, right? Because it's not the expensive cars they would use frameless and all that. And this is very decent, very nice. Okay, this gloss black material is gonna leave a lot of fingerprints. Okay, but overall the switch gears, the buttons and all that, there is no difference between this and that car. Okay, in terms of all the buttonry inside here, the switch gears, the touch points, the things that you use to control them, they all feel very high quality, even on the steering wheel as well. Okay, but overall the ambience of the car, the interior is, you can definitely feel that the Lexus is one grade higher. Alright, and this one is interesting. It's such a small armrest, but they choose this design. See, this design is made for larger armrests. When you open the lid, it's gonna obstruct you. So Mercedes first started using the left and right opening mechanism, then BMW did this split opening, and now everybody stays with the split opening. But for such a small armrest, they could have just made it open like that, but that doesn't feel expensive, right? That doesn't feel CX-9E. So this one has that really nice split opening, 2 USB ports in here, SD card, auxiliary, very nice. Down here, and then here you have a 12-volt socket over here. Okay, and then let's head to the back. As you come to the back, this is a lengthened version, so this is like a 3-seater, 3-row, and then you have a very nice aircon panel over here, proper plastic material quality. The buttons feel good as well, and then this thing. Remember this? Let me show you the rear aircon vent assembly of the Lexus. Okay, come here. Again, the doors feel heavier. This looks rather simple compared to that, right? But then you have seat heaters and 2 USB ports over here, down here. And then here's the armrest. And then it's not carpeted in here. And this thing keeps spring-loaded to drop. I do not know why. And then over here, look at the armrest of the CX-8. The familiar Mazda armrest. You open it up, it's carpeted inside here. USB ports here, right? So you can route your cables out. Elegantly done. Alright, and then of course you can go into the third row, which I'm going to demonstrate from that side because this is split 60-40 from that side. pull this and glide the whole thing up, and then you can go in. Rather easy in terms of access, but I sense a problem here now. The seats are mounted very, very low. Alright, and if I pull the seats back, I might not have enough room for my feet. My feet is lodged right inside. But in terms of knee room, I have enough knee room, and headroom is just barely touching the headliner. And as an adult, I can definitely fit inside here. No problem at all. I get my own cup holders. I get a large armrest. Alright, push this, push it out of the way. The only problem is that the seats are mounted very low. Okay? For me to get comfortable, my feet should be able to slot underneath the seats. But this car has been designed in a manner that is just mind-boggling for them to slot so many things inside here. Alright, so the second row has a very, very good visibility out of the front. And yeah, alright, everything just feels alright. Just that, of course, I hope it comes with panoramic roof. Alright, let's look at the boot. With all three rows up, you are left with very, very little boot space. Okay, and then there's a hidden compartment here. Everything is well finished. It's nice. So if I were to pull this, drop it, it folds flat, then it becomes a 5-seater with plenty of room for luggages and all that. Alright, I like the fact that this car hides its size. Alright, the wheelbase of the RX is 2690. The wheelbase of this is 2970. That's a huge difference there. 20 over cm of extra wheelbase, and the car is huge. The car is actually very, very big. Just because the styling is very familiar to the CX-5, we felt, but I think it looks more proportioned than the CX-5. CX-5 sort of looks cut short, at the back. So yeah, familiar styling we have in this car. Still handsome front end, handsome rear end, and yeah, and it feels a lot heavier to drive than the CX-5. Right. And you get some chrome bits at the back here. So this car is about 4,000 ringgit more than the Tiguan I tested the other day. It's a no-brainer, right? It is a no-brainer. It's a proper 7-seater, not just a 5+2 like the X-Trail or all the others. Alright, but of course it encroaches into the price point of the larger segment Santa Fe. But Santa Fe compared to this, up to you. The Santa Fe drives really well as well. Alright, so here's the Mazda CX-8. Starts at 179,000. You can tell they try their very, very best to press the prices down. Alright? Yep. Cheers, guys.